What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Personified Fandom, episode 11. I am Josh Meany, and I'm joined by Mike Daggs from the Mike Daggs Reviews. How you doing, man?
What's going on, baby?
Hell yeah. And I'm also joined by Mr. Toke, Mr. Eric, Mr. Ginty. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Fresh off vacay. Fucking loving life.
Got that new vacay smell. But, yeah, so obviously we were gone for a week, but we're back, and there was a lot that happened, but a lot that happened really happened in one night, which was the Super Bowl, and that is going to be most of our topics.
That was pretty convenient, huh? How it just like they were like, oh,
yeah,
here's everything you can talk about right here.
Perfect. So, Mike, what is our first topic that we're going to talk about today?
So I figured we'd kick it off with probably the most anticipated on the list, and that's the Flash movie trailer. I would say that that's probably the most exciting because it's launching a whole new universe. So we got to look at a lot of what seems to be what the story's going to basically be, the characters in it. It doesn't seem like it's as like diverse as when I read what the synopsis of like what's happening is. I thought there was going to be a lot more characters, and they could be really not showing their hand, but I don't think that that's true. That usually, if it's not Disney or like if it's not Disney, Marvel, and like Star Wars, I feel like a lot of companies that make trailers tend to show a lot more.
Right.
Than
they might have like one or two maybe up their sleeve that they'll save, but it's not. Yeah. I know what you mean.
But I think Keaton's the big like reveal. Yeah.
Juice.
Yeah. So it seems like it's very like Batman centric, Batman and kind of what Clara Kent. Is that what her name is?
Kara, right? I believe it's Kara. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's weird because I went from not even giving two shits, being more intrigued because it's still the movie's still happening, but not really caring, to reading the synopsis and being super pumped. And I got to be honest, watching the trailer, it kind of brought me down just a peg. Like, I wasn't as completely pumped and sold for it as I think some people were. But I mean, that's the story of my life.
Yes, you are the kind of glasses half empty kind of guy.
I am the pessimist of the group. It's fine. I'll take that. It's good.
That's why we are the personification of fandom.
Yep.
Look, I feel completely opposite of you. I thought the trailer was amazing. I mean, as soon as they announced that they were doing Flashpoint in live action, I've been excited for so long. And then like I've said before on so many episodes, the fact that they didn't just scrap the movie says so much to me. It really does. This movie has to be, and it has the potential to be the best DC film since The Dark Knight. I'm not going to say better, but it could be up there. I mean, you're bringing back Michael Shannon as Zod. That's so exciting. I love Man of Steel, and I love that you're bringing him back. Of course, you got Michael Keaton, and Michael Keaton is not your father's Batman. The way he swooped down and was taking people out, I'm like, all right, that's dope. Like, I think
it's a very animated series.
Yes.
But you can't forget about Batfleck either.
And Batfleck. And I think this is finally the last that we're going to get of him, and I just thank you for giving me a little bit more before it's all over.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you guys think there will be any more Batman?
I mean, who?
Any cameos? Because they're going to be
like Bale,
Clooney.
That would be crazy. Like they just do like Spider-Man.
It could be quick.
Style.
It could be super quick. I did
see. There was an article. I did see that there was rumors that Clooney was going to appear.
I saw that.
That'd be awesome.
I don't think the one I saw didn't say he was. It just said, "Do we want a Clooney cameo in the new Flash movie, and then they talked about that they're bringing back Keaton and all that stuff. So, I mean, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be against it. I feel like
I don't want to say I want it, but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna give it to me, I'll take it.
Undeniably, the two best Bruce Waynes.
George Clooney was a great
George Clooney and Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Now, so James Gunn said it was the best comic book movie he's ever seen.
Yeah,
and I don't.
The head of the company that's making money off this movie, so it's kind of
surprised.
Like, I want to believe you. And I do believe you, but I'm also not surprised.
He doesn't have any bias. He doesn't have a dog in the race. He's just out there, but I just didn't get that from the trailer, and I am coming down a peg means that I was like, when I read all that stuff when we first talked about it, I was like, holy shit, I am so pumped for this. And then watching the trailer, I just wasn't. It just didn't look like, and that just could be because of the way that the trailer to me came across. It just didn't. It didn't hit, and I'm a sucker for trailers. Trailers can totally make me like goosebumped and like, oh my god. But I didn't get that from this. It was just like, okay, all right, I'm in. I'm just no longer like to 10. I'm like a 9. But I am pumped to see Keaton as Batman. I like that. Like what you're saying when he swooped in, that was very animated series style.
And when he says I'm Batman, like they did, just like the pause and the smirk, like, you want me to say it, don't you? You want me to say it, don't you? Yeah. I'm Batman, and I'm like, yeah, you are.
I mean, I'm stoked about all the different Batman suits that there are in this movie that they're showing. And it did, obviously, I was very happy to see the blue and gray make an appearance. It's there.
Great.
And I don't know if it's actually Michael Keaton in that outfit. I think it might be Ben Affleck, because I saw a screenshot of the actual thing and it looked like it was Ben Affleck.
Yeah, when he's outside, right? And he's like grappling to something. That's Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
in the blue and gray.
In the blue and gray.
You know what I loved? I love the Batmobile. Keaton's Batmobile. Oh yeah, that's my favorite Batmobile.
That's my favorite too. Yeah,
it's just the look of it.
It's so Batman.
It's very like I love the Bale Batmobile for practicality. Like how it would actually work.
Yeah,
it's not just a stupid car.
Its own right.
It's not an exaggerated Corvette.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the Keaton and even the Clooney Batman. And I do love that one too, with like the really sharp, spiky features. I liked kind of all of them, but that one definitely, seeing that was like, oh man, the long, exaggerated
and
Corvette.
The theme music, like as soon as the theme music kicked in, I'm like, oh, you got me, me.
You're I'm Batman.
Yeah, you are. What do you guys think of Supergirl?
I'm stoked that they're gonna introduce Kara into a live action
kind of
movie.
A darker tone too. Like they have her like captured as a prisoner, and then obviously she doesn't have any power if she's not getting any sunlight. So as soon as she gets out to the sunlight, then she gets powerful. And the way she looks, it looks very. The suit is very Man of Steel. You can tell it is from that same universe. I'm really excited, and I didn't think I would be, because I just don't care about Supergirl. I just don't. I love using her in Injustice, the video game, but other than that, I'm not big on Supergirl. But I gotta say, seeing this darker tone, it seems like she's got something's happening with her and General Zod. And I'm very intrigued. I'm intrigued by everything in this movie except for the Flash for some reason. Everything going on around him, I'm like, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that the actual movie is better than the trailer. Just from the trailer, I noticed. Watching the trailer, there was a lot of stuff. It's like, oh. That CGI is not good. Not good.
That happens a lot in trailers, though. Especially trailers. They'll probably touch
really bad. I'm hoping. Again, if they're claiming this to be the greatest comic book movie ever created, then better fucking
Which is,
hold up.
it's just not going to be. Like, spoiler alert, it's not.
The
It's
greatest.
not going to be better than.
No.
It's not going to be better than Logan. It's not going to be better than Dark Knight Rises.
Great
It's not
comic
going
book
to be
film.
better than. It's not going to be better than Infinity War or Endgame. It's not going to be that good. But
No, it can't be. It can't.
It
It
wouldn't
can't
be.
be.
Can't be.
It never stood a chance.
It never even. You couldn't even if Bale and Clooney came in and teamed up and everybody teamed up and fought a CGI Heath Ledger Joker. I don't think it would be better than. It's just.
Wait a minute, Mike. I mean, I don't know, because I'm walking out of that theater all kinds of fucked up. I don't know. That might be one of them. Holy shit!
That's what they have to do. I guess maybe that's what they might have to do to make it on that part.
That would be bananas. No, but I think it has the potential to be a great comic book film. You know, it's definitely it's got the recipe. You just got to see if you can cook it right. Yeah, I mean. I'm excited. I want to see what happens, and I just want to see what they do with the Flash character. You know, if by the end, do we have a new actor for the Flash, or are you just not going to use the Flash anymore? There's no way to me that you're keeping Ezra Miller. There's no way.
I think get
rid of him.
No, and I think that there's certain characters that almost create too much like world-breaking elements. So. If they're smart, they kind of go away from the Flash for a little while because he's always had that, like, once you introduce him with the Flashpoint, like, the ability to change time, it's like, okay, now, you know, I was actually listening to a thing earlier that was talking about how, like, opening up the multiverse is always, it's cool, but then it cheapens out what anything, like, the tension from the whatever happens is like, okay, well, you could always just go do another universe or whatever.
Absolutely. It feels like nothing matters. You know, I'm feeling like that right now with the MCU. It's like nothing matters now that we're dealing with a multiverse. I'm just waiting for Robert Downey Jr. to come on the screen. Like
exactly.
Yeah,
the only thing although I will say that they're doing a good job making it seem like it's going to matter with Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is the next movie trailer that they showed. And I was at a Super Bowl party and I couldn't really hear this trailer, so it was good that I went back and watched it afterwards. And Ginty, what are your initial thoughts on that trailer?
Dude, I'm excited. I've loved the Guardians of the Galaxy since the first one. I mean, I'm not one of the guys in the clan that I read the comic. No, I never read the comics. No, I didn't read Batman comics. I didn't read Superman comics. I didn't read any comics. I mean, I liked comics. I saw comics. I tried to read, never got into them. I like shows, movies, visual action that I'm seeing happening. That's what I want. That's the way I've always been. But these characters have just got this hold on my damn heart, man. I love them. I mean, they're just great. And we all know that, you know, it's going to be, we know it's the end. We're not going to see Drax anymore. And I'm kind of devastated because I fucking love his character.
Yeah.
He's just awesome. But I mean, they looks like it's going to be pretty fucking epic. I mean, there's a lot of action going on. What is his name? Adam? Is that what
Warlock.
it is?
Adam
Warlock.
I almost said Adam Smasher for some reason.
No, that's DC.
But,
that's DC.
And what the hell is it? Will Poulter? Is that his name? The actor?
Yeah.
Dude, he's come a long way from where the mill is.
Oh goodness! You see him in that Black Mirror movie?
No.
Bandersnatch on Netflix. That was when I was finally like, okay, he's starting to get on some next level stuff. I'm so excited they casted him. And did you see how jacked he got for this role? He's huge.
I was gonna say, who is bigger, him or Groot?
Honestly, he's got that Captain America body from like the first Avenger. Like, holy shit!
Yeah, just big. It looks like So being on they say it's the last one for at least a few of the characters. I don't know how many of them, but definitely Drax. Definitely, I think Zoe Saldana doesn't have her contract renewed too. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure none of them are coming back.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
they've
so-
all said that this was going to be
This
their
is
last one. And James Gunn's even done. He might be like a producer when they do more, but
Yeah.
he said this team of Guardians is over, which is
Yeah.
devastating.
Which, yeah, I mean, it looks like there's a super, super, super emotional scene with Peter Quill like screaming into like, it looks like someone's dying or something.
Yeah.
And this looks like
Yeah.
it's it also seems like it's going to be like we get some like an origin story for Rocket.
Yeah.
And yeah, like
I'm
you said,
excited
Ginty, I
about
mean,
that,
it definitely is like these characters out of nowhere, out of left field completely.
Yeah.
To quote Josh, have no goddamn right being this good.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
all so they're all very very well-rounded characters that have just deep emotions, and I really like every single one of them.
Yeah, and
So,
incredible
it's that-
story arcs. These characters,
Mhm.
each one, and you didn't need a solo film for each character. You brought them all
No.
in one, and their character arcs are amazing. And I really like the fact that I'm sad he's ending it now, but that's perfect. Just do 3. Don't milk it. Like, this is going to be such an emotional ending, and it's probably going to be up there with, like, one of the best trilogies probably ever. You know, I think it could be
so.
thrown into the
Yeah.
conversation for sure.
I mean, Captain America never got a actual trilogy. They were more like they seemed more like team
yeah,
up movies.
it almost
Winter
doesn't
Soldier and
count.
Civil War. So it almost doesn't count because you can't really
Almost,
compare. But because there were never any numbered ones. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the Guardians one for being numbered and having 3. If this one's a solid movie, probably the best of the best trilogy in itself. Especially because they're mostly self-contained too. I mean, Guardians 2 didn't have anything to do really with much else.
Yeah,
the MCU.
honestly, they throw tiny little things or maybe something at the end, but it really focuses on them.
I think
even
the only other one that can even compare would be Iron Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think that Iron Man 2 suffers from some like weird pacing stuff. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I
hard to go back to.
revisited Iron Man 2, and I don't hate it as much. Like, I've gone back and watched it, and I'm like, there's good stuff in here. It's just that they were trying to do too much. But if they weren't trying to do that, you really could have had such a better story there. But Iron Man 2 is not as bad as I've always thought it was, revisiting it.
Now, are you worried about the fact that they say this is the last one, but nothing is truly ever done? Sometimes it should be, sometimes maybe not. Kind of like how Indiana Jones, the new trailer, which is for the 5th movie, which I don't know who was asking for this, and it came out of nowhere. We talked about this on a prior episode, but the 5th, we got more nuggets sprinkled in the Super Bowl. Harrison Ford looking like he's 60, not 80.
Yeah.
A lot of great actors in that one. What are your thoughts on that?
I think the CGI de-aging looks pretty good. I mean, that usually in the trailer it's garbage anytime they try to do it in the trailer, but I gotta say, I mean, and they also have time to touch it up. The CGI de-aging looked great on both him and Mads Mikkelsen. And it felt very indie to its core. I mean, it was a short trailer, but it gave me enough to, like, as you would say for The Flash, it brought you down 1, it brought me up 1. Just one tiny one, I'm not, like, wildly more excited than I was, but yeah, it gave me those tidbits I felt like I might have needed to make sure this still feels like Indiana Jones, and I think it did.
Yes. I mean, I love Indiana Jones. I will to the day I die. It's going to be...
honestly.
It's going to be good. I mean, people are probably going to say, oh, it's terrible. I don't care. I'm going to love it.
They will. I don't know, man.
Even if it's trash, I'm going to love it. Plain and simple.
I just don't know with, like, how much... I know the story is him aged, which is a lot better than the Crystal Skull one, where they didn't seem to care that Harrison Ford was older. They were like, we'll just keep doing it.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
It looked silly.
And it looked terrible. So I don't know. I mean, I still have kind of sour taste in my mouth from that one because I just don't know if we can ever really capture that. I mean, maybe if this is like if this is a send off, I mean, I can't imagine that they're going to continue too much longer. I mean, Harrison,
it is a send off. As from what I saw, that this is supposed to be the final installment of Indiana Jones, unless they
go somewhere else
a new character.
Yeah,
which is like
won't be Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I don't know if you can continue that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, without Indy, it's not Indiana Jones. Like, why are we here? Almost, the world you created isn't interesting enough to expand like that.
You tried to do it with Shia LaBeouf. I mean, I thought his character was okay, but it just the story wasn't good. Like the story wasn't intriguing, so it didn't make anybody care about his character. But I felt like he did a good enough job, convincing. And I don't know, but it's still. I mean, obviously, I'm going to see it. Probably gonna like it for what it is. But as far as it being a good movie,
we'll see.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
That's right.
Speaking of, I don't know if it's going to be a good movie. Moving on with The Little Mermaid, they dropped. Now, was that a trailer? This is terrible.
It was another little teaser. It's super short.
Yeah,
super short.
I saw screen flashes from it. I gotta be honest. Disney hasn't been too good with the live action adaptations of their like the animated movies. I don't think really any of them. Weirdly enough, the only one I actually liked was The Jungle Book. I thought The Jungle Book was pretty
The Jungle
decent.
Book. John Favreau did that, right?
I didn't even see that one yet, but
that one's good. Yeah,
they had a lot of good voice actors in it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Lion King was great.
See,
really?
No, I didn't. And no, I loved Iron. I loved Lion King for the first maybe 15, 20 minutes because it was like shot for shot. It was live action. It looked great. And then I hit a point. I'm like, I'd rather watch the cartoon. It's just the visuals were dope, but it's the same story. It's almost shot for shot for almost the entire thing. They added little things here, but. I mean,
I hated it only because I love the original Lion King so much. Like, it was such a giant part of my childhood.
I think it's the greatest Disney animated film of all time.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I think it is. And it's to see the movie in live action. I thought I'd like it, and I absolutely hated it. And so I hate what it did. I hate that it just didn't. The live action doesn't work for the animals like that. Like it did for Jungle Book, but. You also
had a human character too. That kind of they did different things too. They chose to go different ways, and I feel like that's what you need to do. You can't just do a shot for shot. I mean, if you want to do a shot for shot like short film almost, and try to do certain scenes, and that's cool, a YouTube video or something like that. But I mean, 2-hour movie. It's like I'd rather watch. Rather watch the cartoon.
But speaking of Lion King, speaking of Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah, Little Mermaid. That's right.
Well, I don't know. I'm very indifferent about the movie, but I'm gonna watch it and see whatever. But
it's one of those movies.
One very exciting part that I got from the teaser, because I haven't looked into the movie, so I don't know. I never saw who's playing who or who the actor. I just don't care to really know. But the teaser did obviously give a little tidbit away, and I was very excited to see Melissa McCarthy is playing Ursula.
So perfect. Like,
oh my God.
I was like, all right, that's fine.
You know what? I think that alone is going to make this movie fucking good, because, I mean, fucking Melissa McCarthy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she'll add like a whimsical, more fun side to Ursula, where she was very one-dimensional in the cartoon.
She scared the shit out of me in the cartoon, though. I remember being a little kid and Ursula scared the shit out of me. And I feel like a live-action Ursula at 27 years old is still going to scare the shit out of me.
So when did the original Little Mermaid come out? I'm actually very
97. I don't know. I'm guessing 97, though. 98?
No.
I think 95.
95.
Was it?
I was definitely born.
Was it? Can't be.
I think 97. It was before Lion King, right? And wasn't Lion King 99? Oh no, Lion King was 95. I'm pretty sure.
It's 89.
Excuse
89.
What now?
Yeah.
89.
No way.
Yes. So I
89.
was 8 years old when Little Mermaid came out, and so for me Little Mermaid was between the Little Mermaid and Aladdin. Those two, it was just I loved them, loved those movies.
Yeah, that's wild that I was 1 year old so I never watched that until I was like 5.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah,
I wasn't even here yet. So the actress that they got, Haley Bailey, she's a very good singer. Like her vocal range, like she's a very good singer, and I like that they cast her. We'll see. We'll see how the movie is. You know, I think she could be fine as Ariel, and but these live action Disney films just haven't had a good track record. I will say, I did kind of like Aladdin live action.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. My wife,
I hit a point where I didn't want to like it. I was like, I'm not having a terrible time. I'm not. Like,
I
I'm
loved
doing
it.
all right.
And no, I thought it was great, and I love the fact that Will Smith did not try to be Robin Williams.
He was his own genie, yeah.
And it was his
genie. I was like, okay, this is different.
He was great. He was great.
He reminded me of what was that Shaquille O'Neal movie, Kazam? That's what he reminded me of.
Kazam.
Yeah, Kazam.
Oh my.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I was not a fan of the new Aladdin. The changes that they made were just too.
It was
weird. I wanted
film.
it went really weird. It was like, I don't know. It seemed like it was at the height of the whole like the message movement in Disney, where it's like we'll change things and they don't have to be. I don't know. It's just. Yeah, again, not a lot of good live action Disney movies.
Yeah, the weirdest part is that they got Guy Ritchie to direct Aladdin.
Yeah,
like why would you get Guy Ritchie? Why did he want to direct Aladdin?
No, whatever, whatever. Yeah.
So yeah, Disney's doing a lot of strange stuff. I don't know how many more live action things they're gonna pull out of the vault, out of the old vault, and bring them to life. But I can tell you something that needs to go back into the vault is these Fast and the Furious movies. Like we got the trailer for Fast X. I have been so like roller coaster on this franchise. This is timely that we're talking about this because I just in this video for my top 100 that's dropping this week, I just ranked one of the Fast and the Furious movies. Spoiler, it's the first one, which I think is the only
if it's not the first
actual good one. Yeah. And so I started off, and I in my heart of hearts, I love Tokyo Drift and Too Fast Too Furious, but I understand that they're not great movies.
Oh,
but
Too
I
Fast
just
Too Furious
love them. And then they got real weird with it with like 4, 5, and 6. Maybe it's 6, I'm not sure. Where they picked it back up and just went, you know what? Let's just go crazy with it.
Insane. They go insane. I don't even know what Fast and the Furious is. Like, if someone wanted me to explain to them what the franchise is, I'd be like, I don't know. You'd have to watch it for yourself. I have no idea what this is.
It's like Mission Impossible cast-offs.
It's like Saints Row 3.
It's not Fast and the Furious anymore. It's just fast.
Yeah. So I don't know. So the silliest part about this is I'm reading a thing. It says so Fast X it's going to be 2 parts.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that.
And it says this film is going to be split into two parts. Part of the reason why Fast 10 has to be broken into 2 different movies is because there's so much ground to cover. There's so many places and so many locations in this world that we have yet to visit. And that's what Vin Diesel said. He takes these movies way too seriously.
Family.
Like,
A lot of them do.
But they look like, I will give them this, they look like they have the time of their lives making these films. And then they're like, hey, you want to be in the franchise? And they just get these random actors to come join, and they just have a good time. But look, I didn't see Fast 5, I didn't see Fast 6, I didn't see Fast 7. I've seen the trailers, and I know all about them, but I just never... After Fast 4, I was kind of like, I don't really care about this franchise. And then seeing what it became, I'm like, I don't even know what it is. I don't even recognize it. No interest. But this trailer's insane.
You got Jason Momoa just like...
He comes back to life after being thrown in the water in like a contained... Like, he's Aquaman in this movie, too. Like, he was fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
It truly is. Like, he's just in it like, okay, I'm just going to be here and have a fun time. We get to see some cool cars and shoot some cool stuff and go to some exotic locations. And that's really what this is like the last of the, like, just team-up movies where the cast is just this bloated mess where they're like, let's just give one-liners to people. Let's just have some explosions. Like, Vin is over here treating this like it's, James Bond, and it's like this holy... movie franchise that has to go a certain way, and everyone else is just like, yeah, I'm just there to drink and hang out, and like maybe I'll get on screen for a cameo or something.
Yeah,
it's just
it's Vin Diesel's character levels up to being superhuman in every movie. This man does stuff. Some of these trailers, man. I remember the last trailer where he like connected to a vine on the car. And that shit swung like he was Spider-Man, and I lost my shit. I was like, you guys don't care. You're like, gravity, not in this movie. Laws of physics, not in this movie.
Physics don't apply to family.
We're taking a Fiero to fucking outer space.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's just...
wearing scuba gear.
Why are any of you still alive? You survived the... There's so many characters that died and come back. And there's another thing they keep doing. They'll have a bad guy, right? And then in the next film, he's on their side. And then they get a new bad guy. In the next film, he's at the freaking cookout, like drinking Coronas. I don't know what's going on.
He's family. He's family.
It's
like, also,
silly.
Be prepared. We will be seeing O'Connor in this movie.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of things.
Brian O'Connor.
Which the CGI didn't look terrible. Yeah.
No, the whole family, like his actual, Paul Walker's family, like 100% is like, they actually reached out and said, we want you to incorporate, we want him in the movie again. It's obviously, it'll be probably his brothers playing the bodies, and then they'll CGI his face on as they did at the end of the other movie. But
that was creepy, though. That was too creepy. He's just looking at him like,
yeah.
You could tell the technology was not there yet. But
but his other brother,
don't smile.
But yeah, his younger brother. Holy shit! He's now. I was watching a video the other day with an interview, and he was doing an interview, and it's like he's got the scruff coming in. I was like, I had to take a double take because I thought it was Paul Walker. I was like,
yeah, they're pretty close.
Shit.
Holy shit! It's also funny too because
to do the CGI on them because they already kind of look alike.
Yeah.
It is funny because like this movie really does just take itself way too goddamn seriously. Like, I get Paul Walker's untimely death sucks.
Yeah.
Just kill him off in the franchise. Like, to keep continuing. Like, I understand you didn't want to do like one or two movies without him and then just write him out, man. I mean, look at what they're doing with Black Panther. With Black Panther, they killed him off. Like, and he's more of an integral member of a cast to something than Paul Walker is to Fast and the Furious. Like, T'Challa actually, like, in the height of the Avengers is like, oh shit, like he actually, like, that name means something, Chadwick Boseman was like a very known character in that franchise. Fast and Furious, man, like, the guy died like 15 years ago, like 10 years ago or something. Man. Like, I at some point, just like, let's move on. It's sad. Everybody misses Paul Walker, but no one's like, man, these Fast and the Furious movies would be way better with Paul Walker in them. And that could be a little bit insensitive on my part, but it's like, Come on, guys.
But you know what, Mike? You thought about it. You thought it through. You spent more time on that thought that you just gave us than they spent thinking about this entire franchise. They don't think like that. They go, Paul Walker, should we keep him in the other movie? Yeah, let's do it. That's it. I feel like, should we go to space? Yeah, let's do it. Quick like that. Yeah. I don't think they put any sort of thought into this franchise.
Let's not write him out. Let's not write him out. In his memory, let's not write him out of the story. It's like, dude, just write him out.
He's like, looking down like, write me out.
Yeah. That originally was the thing that what they were going to do was Vin Diesel was going to actually write out Brian O'Connor. Like his character was going to have some kind of an end or whatever. But Paul Walker's mother actually called Vin Diesel and said, "Don't do it. Let's just honor him. Let's continue." Which is like
crazy because like they haven't.
And he's like, "Okay, fuck it, let's go."
Like his character's gone through so much growth since Paul Walker's passed away. It's like almost at this point, it's like you're hanging on to a proverbial corpse. Like you're just move on.
I know.
But it is what it is. These movies will be over some time, right, guys? Right? Please.
Just honestly,
maybe.
I mean. No, but I mean, it does appease that, the type of person that loves this movie. It's people that don't.
These movies are making so much money.
They make so much money.
There's a fan base, and it's a large fan base. They're all going to see it.
I don't know why, though. It's like they moved away from the cars. Like, it's not, the cars aren't the main focus of it anymore.
Except in this trailer it was. You saw that they were going to race. Yeah, I was like, oh, shoot, a race. That's right. That's what we used to do.
That's what they used to do. Is someone going to steal
Back
some
when
DVDs?
I was a kid.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
We're going to see Jason Momoa race.
Yeah, because I wanted to see Khal Drogo racing.
Right.
Oh, speaking of franchises that should be left alone or died, I Am Legend is rumored to be shooting a next, or it's in development for the second. Confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
For the second I Am Legend, a continuation of the story, and that's fine. I can get behind that. I was intrigued by that universe. I did like what it set up and the prior rules and some of the things, and I wouldn't mind seeing what happened to that girl and her kid. Oh, wait. It's also going to contain Will Smith, because in an alternate version of the movie that
you might have seen,
70% of people who enjoyed this movie didn't see or enjoy. I know Ginty's by himself here, I think. If you haven't seen the alternate ending, basically what happens is he gives the cure to the woman that he had been holding.
The original ending.
Well, in the original ending, it works. The husband or whatever of the big bad dude, breaks down the door as Will Smith rushes it with a grenade, killing himself, ensuring the safety of the woman and the cure that she can then take north to help restore that balance in people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In the alternate version, he hands the wife over to the weird husband guy, and the little shaking whatever Walker dudes just walk away, and then he goes with her up north, which is just a terrible ending. Takes the movie from the sacrifice that he made, and I'm being long-winded, and I'll let you guys talk about this too.
No, go on, please.
Those are my feelings. I think it just erodes the original. There's a reason why it's an alternate ending, and it's not the ending that they decided to go with, because it takes away from everything he did. He became I Am Legend by, he was one of the main doctors that developed this disease. All he wanted to do was cure everybody, and I just don't understand why they'd want that universe to exist. Why would he want to survive in that universe where his wife and kids are dead, his dog is dead, everybody is basically dead, kind of because of him?
Bring back Marley.
Does he really want to go up there where everyone's like, hey, weren't you that doctor that started this whole shit? And he's just like, yeah, and I'm back. Not this. Yeah, and I sacrificed myself to get the cure out. I don't get it.
And I brought Michael B. Jordan with me, whoever he's about to play.
Probably his son. I mean,
it's been a long, long, long time since I've seen the movie. But did he actually create the virus, or was he just someone? Or was he someone just working on trying to come up with a cure for the virus?
I think he was working on the cure.
Yeah.
No,
they created it.
No, I think I cannot remember. You know what? You guys talk. I'll find the synopsis.
Yeah. So either way, and obviously, so yes, the original end. I mean, it was a great fucking movie, and I thought it was a fantastic way that the original movie ended. And obviously, him becoming the legend, and everyone is now his legacy, and all that, and it was fantastic. And I never knew there was an alternate ending. I had no idea. I never bought the DVD or the special features and all that. I never saw it. I happened to obviously like okay, but obviously me being me, like I don't remember how it ended. I mean, obviously I remember how it ended. I remember there being an explosion. I don't remember him actually seeing him die. So that's when I'm like, okay, well maybe he didn't actually die. Did he actually hold the grenade and let it explode with? I don't know. I couldn't remember. But seeing the alternate ending, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I kind of like this as well because he does know how to make the cure. I don't know whether or not they have to go back and try to find the same specimen. But either way, I mean, I didn't hate the alternate ending. I enjoyed it, like I do with most shit. But
it just takes away too much.
I agree. It does take away a lot, but it also adds to, again, continuing on and seeing what they can do. And Michael B. Jordan's fucking great, and
he is.
It's the only plus side.
Yeah.
So I mean,
no, I mean, everything about this movie could be fine, and I could enjoy it. It depends on how they handle. Yeah. Like they said, it's gonna go on from the alternate ending.
Yeah.
The alternate ending was, again, the character arc of his character, because it is. They were trying to re-engineer the measles virus to cure cancer, and it mutated, killed everybody. So he was one of the lead doctors working on it, and that's what happened. So his whole arc is he created this thing, this virus, and then he spends all his time trying to fix it. That was his big thing. I can fix this. I can fix this. Yeah. And that's what he's saying as the guy's ramming the window. He's like, I can fix it. I can fix it. And then he realizes I can't. I did fix it, but this guy's never going to stop, and I have to kill myself to ensure that it's fixed. So it's like a beautiful, fully fledged out arc, and the way the underminingness of the alternate ending is why it was an alternate. And I guess they just want Will Smith attached to it somehow. Which
but like you said, the most perfect thing, Mike. I mean, you summed it up. You said, what did you say? You were talking about. I totally forgot what the fuck I was going to say.
It was perfect character. It was the perfect arc. It was the way it all came around for him to do what he needed to do.
How it undermines his sacrifice.
Yeah. And I remember what you said. Yeah, don't know why I forgot. But you said that it's an alternate ending for a reason. Because you chose to go with this other ending. Like you decided that this ending wasn't a good ending for your movie. You decided that. So why would you continue the universe? Why should I trust this with a decision that you previously told us that you didn't think was the right decision? It scares me. It's like, okay, this is starting off bad already.
I wonder
the shit out of me.
I wonder how many people saw the alternate ending. So if you're gonna have to explain it to them, I don't. And I mean, maybe not so much. I mean, maybe we're overvaluing what the critical response was for I Am Legend. Because I'm looking at it, and it's got middling numbers. It made a lot of money, but it's not like this is an all-time classic movie that needs to, that by, digging it up and changing the way it ended and revamping it is going to hurt it at all. You know what I mean? Like, I think anybody who's just like, I like this movie. This is on my top 100 of all time. It's number 72. And for me, that alternate ending takes it out of my top 100. If that was the ending they went with, it's not my favorite movie. Him sacrificing himself puts the cap on it. The girl and the son take the cure up north, and that's what wraps it up. Like, okay, well, that's fine. You told the story, and it's good. You don't really need to come back unless you feel like there's another part of the story that you want to visit. And if they just wanted to bring in Will Smith for flashbacks or some other way, then yeah, sure, just to get a name behind it and get it revitalized. But honestly, I don't know. It just doesn't.
I mean, automatically, by not going with the ending that I think made this movie great, I no longer think the ending is the movie itself isn't as great to me. You know, it's still very good even with that alternate ending. I will say that, but it's not as good. So automatically, you're starting off this movie going off something that's not as good as the movie that you gave.
Like I said, it's that alternate ending takes it out of my top 100.
Yeah, that's just insane to me. That's the silliest shit I've heard in a little bit. It's like top 5 silly things. We're going to do a sequel based off the alternate ending that you might have saw to a pretty big Will Smith film. If you're a Will Smith fan, you know this movie. You know, it just, there's going to be some confused people.
You know what? Maybe, and I'd like to go back and see when this decision was made. Because, I mean, I can't imagine that it was, made that long ago, because it's not like calls just come on in, like, quickly. Mm-hmm. But I wonder if the success of our last topic for the day, The Last of Us, and how much people are really into that, if that sparked any, because, it's got that, like, zombie, even though they don't say the word zombie and they don't use that, it's got that genre. Maybe there's, like, life being breathed back into it. So people were like, I wouldn't put it past an executive, what's it been, 4 weeks now, a month that The Last of Us has been out?
Yeah.
I wonder if this could have anything to do with the fact that, there's success there and they go, well, if we scrounge up, Will Smith's looking to do another blockbuster and he hasn't thrown out an idea of I Am Legend 2, bringing that back, and the success of this all going on, if we can scrounge this up. But maybe. But to shift gears to that, I finally caught up on The Last of Us. Everybody here, I was the one straggler holding out. But so I'll let you. I just talked a lot. I'll let you guys talk about the Last
Honestly, of Us. I feel like, Mike, you should keep. Like, I need to know what you think about it. You finally caught up. You didn't even have to wait between episodes. You could binge it. Tell us what you think of the show so far.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I was slow to get on it because I kind of know the story here and there, and it's a very, very, very famous video game. I myself never played it, but I'm aware of it. I know kind of the big story beats that happen. I just like to I know a lot of stuff about that industry, so I kind of know the story, so I was kind of hesitant to jump into it. When I first watched it, the first 2 episodes, I was like, what is this hype for? It's okay. It's fine. It's kind of predictable. I don't know why everybody's like really clamoring for it. Then I decided, okay, I have 3 episodes to go. This was literally like right after the Super Bowl, early this week. I'm like, all right, I got 3 episodes to go. I know the 3rd episode was a lot of people were talking about. And then, so the Ron Swanson episode is really where I was like, okay, this show's pretty good. I'm into it. Very beautiful story. Narratively, really good. The fact that they can go away from Joel and Ellie and show a different side of it and still keep it like interesting, and the fact that even that little self-contained story wasn't predictable, was pretty good. Then I watched the last 2 episodes and I'm intrigued. I'm not super into it. Like, I'm not waiting. I don't have a countdown on my phone to when the next episode is, but I like it. I think it's good. I think it's staying faithful to the source material while changing some things, which is always good. Changing enough to keep it interesting for people who like know the story. Mm-hmm. From what I've gathered, I just earlier watched comparison videos, like shot for shot, some of the stuff from the cutscenes to the show and how it's differing. So I like it. I'm in. It's out about an 8 for me, 7.5, 8 for me. I know some people are higher.
Yeah, so I'd never heard of the game. I'm not a huge gamer. I mean, when it comes to video games, I'm like, Super Mario Brothers, Mario Kart, Mortal Kombat, and Rock Band. I mean, that's pretty much the extent of my video gaming these days. Was Rock Band up until a few years ago. So I have I had no knowledge of the game. I have no knowledge of the backstory. But I kept seeing the previews for this show, and I was just like, this looks fucking amazing. And I just like it was. I was hooked from the first trailer I ever saw, and I was like, all right, I'm definitely gonna watch it. And my main debate was, do I want to commit and watch it every single week, or just hold off, wait till it's over, and fucking binge it like I do with a lot of other stuff because I hate waiting. Well, I hate watching a show and then having to wait. Netflix has fucking ruined me.
Yeah, the age of streaming.
Oh my god! But the first episode. So my wife wants to watch it. It's so bad as well. But we started watching it, and she was having a bad anxiety day. So obviously there's a lot of shit going on in that first episode, and I mean it was just like mayhem. And she just, I gotta go. I can't. She went upstairs. Like, I can't do this right now. Having an anxiety attack. Okay. But obviously it was more than halfway through. I couldn't stop. Mm-hmm. And then she went upstairs. She went upstairs 2 minutes later. Like the whole anxiety aspect of it just died. And it was just like, okay, it's just a steady flow of the show. And I was like, I was hooked. Fucking hooked. And then to your point, Mike, episode 3 with oh my god,
Bill,
Nick Offerman,
and Frank. Bill and Frank are the characters. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's Ron Swanson.
Nick
Offerman. Ron Swanson. Yeah.
But
that episode, man, that episode was so good.
And two, again, to quote Josh, that had no right to fucking be as good as it was and really hit me right here. Holy shit. And you come off, it's like, and you know, a lot of people kept saying the whole, why do you have to make him gay? I'm like, well, going to the backstories, and I love the fact they have these backstories after every show. They talk about the episode and this, and like a deep dive into it. And I'm like, I love it. I watch every one of those. I watch the whole thing. Like apparently in the game, Frank was gay. He had a partner who died, who was not a part of the game, but they gave this backstory, which was fucking beautiful and perfect. It was amazing.
None of that.
It wasn't in the game. It wasn't in the game. It wasn't in the game.
No.
That was the first thing that they specifically said. Like, you know what? We want to deviate from the game on this. We want to make this, but we want to give the story of Frank and Bill. We have to tell this story, and let's figure out how we can do this. And they fucking nailed it. I mean, the first time you see Frank, and it's just like, dude, it's like, okay, he's just hermit. He's by himself. He's hiding away and he's a complete freak, you know. Love it. Badass. He's got all this fucking guns and he's stalked and stalked and stalked. He knows what he's doing. And then when he meets Bill and then everything starts like, what's going on? I was a little like, oh, what's happening here? What's happening here? And like, all right. And then they just kept going. I was like, I fucking love these guys. I fucking fell in love.
Yeah.
And then you get to hear the Ron Swanson fucking with a strawberry bite. Yes!
Yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting listening to your guys' perspective. Like, I played the game. It's one of my favorite video games. I mean, it might be my favorite video game. The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 are incredible games with incredible stories. So when they said that they were going to do a show of this, I'm like, this could be really dope, but video game movies and shows have a track record of being mediocre to terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't have a lot of hope. But then they said that they were going to get one of the writers from Chernobyl, which is an incredible HBO show, and they were going to have Neil Druckmann come on, who's the creator of The Last of Us, work together to make an HBO show. I'm like, and then they started casting, and I'm like, guys, this is looking nice. And then that first episode hit, and I got the flavor of what was going to be happening. And what was going to be happening is they're making this live action version that, yes, there will be some shot for shot, but they do these deviations that weren't in the game, but they add to the game, which is insane. I mean, this tactic that they do for all the episodes, the whole thing with Bill and Frank, you don't see any of that in the game. You meet Bill, and he's like a character that helps you and everything, and then you find Frank's dead by the time you see him. Yeah. He killed himself. So in episode 3, when the guy falls in the pit and he says his name, he said he's Frank. I'm like, you're Frank? Like, we're gonna see what happens, and they do this story. That episode's one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen in my life. I was blown away by episode 3. The way Bill doesn't decide to kill himself like he does in the show. Complete deviation, but it was so beautifully done. The whole way that played out, and then I love the best part of that episode is they didn't go for that dramatic effect of showing the dead bodies. They just, he writes that note, like, kept the door closed, like, probably smells, whatever. And they have that shot of the window, but you know that their dead bodies are in that bedroom. Yeah. Incredible. Incredible. And they have these moments that they do through the show that are just, it's so great. I love this show so much. I love the way they're doing it. It's setting the template for, I think, how you should handle video game adaptations. I really
it's like the note. That note was amazing. The note.
It's like they're taking they're taking cutscenes and then just like you said, just using those as like chapter, like paragraphs, and then expanding on those, like on that set. It's really it's pretty good. There's IGN, which, say what you want about IGN. They have a little series on YouTube that goes back and shows some of the cutscenes shot for shot, like how it was in the show, how it was in the they're pretty good.
Yeah, there's some shot for shot stuff that's incredible.
All I'll say is, to whom it may concern, but probably Joel.
Yeah. See, the only problem I have with that episode, since we're talking about this, the only problem I have with it is when he when Frank wakes up and Bill's out there in a firefight with whoever it is that's coming at night, like Joel, kind of predicts. Once he drags him inside, did those guys just stop attacking his house? They just decided, you know what? We'll let this guy.
Well, Bill made a comment. He said that at that point, like, the rest of them should die off from the fire, and so he made a comment about it. He did mention that they were gonna. The rest of them should be.
What the fire didn't get, the fence will take care of the rest.
Right. Yeah. So that
because
was
the fence is completely electrified.
Yeah. Okay. I was just a little confused because I was like, why did these guys? They didn't come back. Like, no one left and decided to come back with more heavy shit. I mean,
right. Yeah. Like, where'd they go?
Because I totally thought he was gonna die. Like at that, and I was like,
did too.
And then. Yeah, then they just flash forward another 10 years, and you're like, oh, shit.
I didn't know what was going to happen. That's another beautiful thing. It's like, I know how the story goes, but then you do these deviations. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You killed off a character that doesn't die. Like, I just don't know. Just like the most recent episode. What do you guys think of the most recent episode with Henry and his little brother?
Oh, my God.
It's like, I feel like they raised the bar with almost every episode. I feel like it just keeps... It keeps going up. Like, it's just so... What do you guys think of that episode?
I liked it. I enjoyed. Go ahead.
I thought it was absolutely amazing. They were showing, like, they're starting to, like, humanize Joel now. It's like he's reverting back to fatherhood. He was very like, no, and then, all right, you know what, we're gonna take you guys in. We'll take you in, and then this happens, and then. Boom. Shit hits the fan. And then Henry does what he does, and then again, and
then it's like, wow. The casting for Joel, I just can't believe how well Pedro Pascal emulates Joel. You know, well, no, you don't know because he didn't play the game, but he
No.
is Joel. He really is.
I've seen shots. I've seen
does,
pictures of games.
Yeah, like they made him like, yep, kind of look like him, but everything about him, every action he does, he perfectly emulates the character of Joel. I mean, the actors and actresses that they got for this, I haven't seen a bad performance in this show yet. I mean, everyone you guys got, you're all so good. And I like the kid Sam. I like how they made him deaf. He's not deaf in the game. Like, it plays out like that. He gets infected and everything, but he wasn't deaf. You just add this thing that somehow adds to the story of you and Henry, you know? And you don't really see a lot of the backstory of Henry and Sam either in the game. And it's just, you're able to add to the game while also making this great show. Like I said, this is the template. Anytime you're going to do a video game adaptation, I think you should look to this because this.
I'm actually going to use
way to do it.
I'm going to use your thoughts on that to try and convince one of my friends who the game is one of his favorite games of all time. He plays a lot of games, and he won't watch the show because he's just like, I already experienced that story. I don't need anything else from it. So I think I'll use your example and be like, no, I know somebody who loves the game probably equally as much as you, and thinks that the show just adds, like, enriches the game, which is really what the only thing you could really want from a video game adaptation to a film or movie. And that's usually it's usually the reverse, where it's almost like book to movie, where the game is the book and the movie is the movie, where it's like the game, you get to know the character because there's just, you know, a typical game has 20, 30 hours of, you know, gameplay, and then there's probably 6-7 hours of stuff thrown into it, where you just can't show all that in movies. But the show seems to be emulating that quite well and then adding to it.
Yeah, I mean, it made pivotal characters that are in the game, it made them more interesting. I mean, just to start off with his daughter, Sarah, you don't get any of the stuff they give you in the show. You don't get any of that from the game. I mean, the game starts off and you're Sarah and you wake up and you get out of the bed and everything's popping off. Like, the way you made Sarah more interesting and you added more depth to the relationship between Sarah and Joel. Like, obviously, you know, he loves his daughter, but the way the show did, it's like, oh, now it made it worse that I knew she was going to die. You know, I'm like, oh, this is going to hurt all over again. I thought it'd be fine because I already went through it, but it made me hurt worse.
So that's actually what I wanted to ask you, because like I feel like the two of us are in a weird, rare air here. Me with like the way House of Dragon is going, where I kind of know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see how it happens because I know they can deviate from it. And you know the story, you played the game, you know what's going to happen mostly, but there's going to be certain changes that, you know, could change things. And how is that affecting how you look at it? Like, are you going in every episode like...
I started off thinking that I knew what was going to happen, because that first episode really was pretty much a shot for shot. I mean, they added all that stuff with Sarah, but then everything after shit pops off was pretty much a shot for shot. So I'm like, okay, that's what we're doing. But no, that's what they wanted. They wanted to hook the people who didn't see it and also hook the people who played the game in that first episode, which is also brilliant. So I was like, okay, that's what we're doing. But then we get to the second episode and you start doing these deviations. I mean, with the character of Tess. Tess is already a pretty dope character in the game. You made her a phenomenal character in the show. Like, you elevated this pivotal character in the game. You don't get as much of the backstory with her and Joel. Even her death is a little bit different, but she still dies, and that's still important to the story.
I was going to say, how does she die in the game?
So in the game, there's actually human beings and there's monsters like in the building. I'm pretty sure, and then she gets taken out by humans. You hear the gunshots while they're outside. But this time they had this infected come up, and I will say I did laugh when the infected like puts the fungi
Fuzzy
in
kisses. Just some fuzzy kisses.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this
kisses.
is weird. I didn't know this is what happened. Then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, wait, no, didn't she get taken out by gunfire? Like, she still went out like a boss in the game, but
Yes.
they changed it, and it didn't change her importance to the story, you know? Like, they're not changing. Every change that they make doesn't change their importance to the story. The way they're and that's because you have Neil Druckmann in here who created the game. He wrote the game. You have him writing the show with you. It's the perfect combination. It really is. And I really like the beginning of the first episode where they're on like a talk show and he's explaining the fungi and you're like, oh, what happens if it can like affect humans? And it's like, we lose. I thought that was incredible. And then the second start that they had with the doctor, and she comes in and she looks at the fun, and she's just like, you gotta bomb it. You gotta bomb everything. She comes to this realization that she says she just wants to go home and see her family. Like, she knows, she sees that it's infecting humans and finds that out, and she's like, we're done. We're done. You don't get any of that in the game. You know, it's elevating the game. I didn't know any of that. I didn't see these backstories. It's just, I can go on forever about how much I love this show. It's the best video game adaptation that has ever been done. It's just, it's phenomenal. It's exciting to see what they do.
And I think my hesitation is mainly because I don't know the story. So I think you're at a place where you know the beats that are going to be hit, because they're going to stick with most of the beats. So you know, like, you have the whole picture already. Where I feel like people that don't have that are more like, okay, this is like a zombie survival kind of a la Walking Dead style with, you know, slightly better, what seems like better writing. The action kind of like the scene where they're fighting the bloated whatever, and then, they're all being attacked by the soldiers. The bloater, it just seems, it feels very Walking Dead. So it's like, it's not something we haven't seen before, but like you said, you have more of a picture painted for you already, and because your picture is becoming more like, you know what's going to happen, and you know that they're doing it in such a good way that you're like excited for what's coming, excited for what is, where.
It's like I know where we're going, and it's like the way they're getting there. I don't see how you can go wrong. I just you can't fuck this up. You'd have to try to fuck it up. Honestly, it's so beautifully done.
They have like movement choreographers helping like with this whole thing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. They have the same clicker voice actors. They have them doing it for the show. The creatures. So I might be biased to the creatures because you were saying the bloater's kind of like, you know, it's like a Walking Dead. We've seen it. I have this bias because I'm seeing these monsters that I dealt with for like 45, 50 plus hours come to life in live action so perfectly. Like, that's a bloater. That's a clicker. First time seeing the clicker and seeing their movements and hearing the noise, God. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's a clicker. 100% that's a clicker.
But how badass was that fucking scene with Ellie in the SUV with Joel up in the tower? And the clicker gets into the SUV, and the way she's moving around, flipping around in the fucking seat.
I remember doing that in the game. I was Joel, and I'm trying to. Oh man, I love the scenes that like feel like the gameplay. It's just like, you know, Joel never runs out of health in this game. You know, that would be the main difference from the game to the show. It's like he doesn't really run out of ammo. I had to look for it, you know. I ran out of health.
I noticed that too. I was like, wow, he's shooting a lot of rounds.
Like, where's your ammo, bro? I love that scene when he sees the old man. So he gets up there. He already calls him on being like a shitty shot. He goes up there and the old man is just sitting there. He's looking at the old man like, he's fucked. Like, I'm gonna kill him. And he looks at him like, don't do it. Just please. Like, I'm gonna look at you. I made it up this tower. Fine.
Yeah. You've been here for a week. You haven't been able to leave for a week.
And he does it.
Put the gun down, kick it to me, and turn around. Stay there for 20 minutes. and you will live.
The old guy kind of looks at him like, well, I gotta try, right?
Yeah, like,
Please.
I mean, what? I ain't no bitch.
You could see him saying, please, just don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't. And then you just hear, boom. It's like,
real quick.
fucking guy did it.
Real quick.
All right. I mean, I think that's all we got for topics. Do you got a drink of the week this week?
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I do. So I am gonna make a completely new one here. It's a take on a whiskey sour. I'm gonna call this one the Hot Whiskey Sour. Brand new whiskey that I just bought down in Florida, in Fort Myers. This is Mr. Tom Spirits from List Distillery. It is habanero honey whiskey. So it calls for, a traditional whiskey sour, 2 ounces of whiskey. Well, I just pour. Yeah, a little bit more. 1 ounce of lemon juice or sour mix. And I don't have lemon juice. I got sour mix. So I'll do a little bit of that. Asks for 0.25 ounces of simple syrup. Oh, I ain't measuring 0.25 ounces. That's for sure. All right. And I'm omitting the egg white. Egg whites are for froth when you shake it. It actually creates a frothiness inside of a traditional whiskey sour. Eggs are expensive. I ain't using an egg. But it also asks for a garnish of an orange peel for the glass. I don't have oranges. I got orange bitters. A couple dashes of orange bitters in there. And then, we'll give it the old mixy. Normally it would be in a much smaller glass or with ice. So I got a half a glass. So, cheers. Yeah, I'm making another one of those. Delicious.
There it is.
A little kick from the habanero, but yeah, delicious.
Yeah, habanero. I've never had that in a drink before. I've had jalapenos. I can imagine it's got a good sweet spice to it.
Yes, habaneros actually have a really nice sweetness to the pepper. The actual pepper is sweet.
Yeah,
but obviously got a lot of heat.
A lot of heat. Awesome. All right. Well, that's going to do it from us for our post-Super Bowl movie trailer special, The Last of Us. We're thinking about doing like a Last of Us like reviews quickly. I know we talked about that. Maybe that's something that if people are interested in, that's the hotness out there, then in the zeitgeist, everyone's loving on The Last of Us. So
maybe do that as like a live stream, get people to join, and we'll give our reactions to the latest episode.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's all we got until next week. Like usual, you can find me on my top 100. It's getting close. I'm going to be wrapping up soon. I'm on episode. This is episode 10. I just filmed one with my girlfriend, which is going to be a fun episode for the next week or in 2 weeks. I think I have like 4 videos left. So I'm done filming. Now I'm done. I'm actually like 98% done editing too. So I'm like really close. My top 10 will be on a live stream when the date is TBD. I have a date, but I want to wait to announce it. So, Josh, what about you? What are you up
to? Just this, really. Not really doing much on the channel, but we'll get the clips up on TikTok. Follow us there. Check out the clips on YouTube, Facebook. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and hit that comment section. Get the conversation going for sure.
Absolutely. You can find me. You can find me on I believe it's somewhere right here. Toke.24_NR on TikTok. Drinking with Toke on YouTube. Toke_official, and the O is a 0 and official on Instagram, and Eric Tokenel on Facebook.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, until next week, same bat time, same bat channel. We will see you then.
Oh, hey, look at you. You made it to the end of the video. Well, if you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button. Should be over here, I hope. Also, check out some of the other videos we have on the channel right over here. Do it. Click the video. Click the video. Dude,